French retaliation against Islamic State militants in Syria for the Paris attacks has been swift. The US expects France's airstrikes will be the start of a greater role in the fight against IS in Iraq and in Syria.
They're the biggest air raids yet by French forces in Syria against Islamic State jihadists. 12 fighter jets launched simultaneous attacks from bases in Jordan and the UAE, dropping 20 bombs on Raqqa, an ISIS stronghold in Syria's north. They reportedly destroyed a command post and a training camp. The attack was carried out in coordination with the US.
We're confident that in the coming days and weeks, working with the French, we'll be able to intensify our strikes against ISIL in both Syria and Iraq to make clear that there's no safe haven for these terrorists.
The retaliatory strikes come as world leaders meet in Turkey, where they've pledged to intensify the fight against Islamic State.
It's become even more clear that our safety and security depends on degrading and ultimately destroying ISIL, whether it's in Iraq or Syria.
The British PM hopes to convince Russian President Vladimir Putin to refocus Russian airstrikes in Syria to target Islamic State. And leaders at the G20 summit acknowledged defeating ISIS will involve a long campaign.
We don't have ground forces there in sufficient numbers to simply march into al-Raqqa and Syria and clean the whole place out.
The French air raids come a few days after Kurdish forces retook the Iraqi town of Sinjar. Islamic State captured Sinjar last year and killed thousands of members of the minority Yazidi religion. Kurdish fighters have since uncovered 2 mass graves, one of which held the bodies of almost 80 elderly women.
Just after the liberation, we immediately went to this spot and we discovered the mass grave.
Most of the surviving Yazidis still live in camps in the Kurdistan region. Thousands more remain in Islamic State captivity. Anne Barker, ABC News.